Hey, I'm Dan Franklin, your media literacy expert. I'm making sure that you know what's the facts versus the gossip and the rumors, especially when it comes to legal cases where we have actual legal documents to rely on to know what's actually currently going on with this case. I can't wait to get into this P. Diddy drama with you. This is the current update on where they are with the P. Diddy trial. Let's talk about it. All right, let's get into it. So the judge who has been proceeding over this case from start to finish has received over 5 requests for bail for Sean Diddy Combs. He has denied each bail request over the last, 5 requests. And basically what he is citing is that despite Diddy's acquittal on the racketeering and the sex trafficking charges, due to the potential and the allegations of Diddy's violence in the past, or potential to violence, as well as potentially being a flight risk due to his resources, he has denied the bail again for the 5th time. I know I've said that probably 5 times by now, but he denied it 5 times. Okay. And he is still moving firmly with the October 3rd, 2025 sentencing date, okay? He's basically standing firm on his decision to not grant Sean Puffy Combs bail. So despite what you might be hearing out there, this is the 5th time and it's been denied again. So there you have it. So another thing is his former girlfriend, who apparently they're still in communication, Virginia, or also known as Gina, who was actually slotted to be one of the victims and witnesses who disappeared during the case, actually submitted a character witness letter to the judge. I think that's really interesting. And in the letter, she basically says he's a changed person, and I'm paraphrasing, and he's nonviolent. To which the judge tossed the letter, like literally tossed the letter, and was like, hey, we're gonna move on. We're still going to, follow through with the original plan. So despite Diddy's attempts to rebrand himself in court as, some choir boy, there has been documented and evidence to support the prosecutor's case and depiction that he's an alleged abuser, a habitual offender. The evidence from the freak-offs and the drug use and the alleged assaults all painted a picture that, Diddy is not some choir boy or some regular person. He's an alleged habitual offender of violent acts. While he was in jail, there are call logs that demonstrate, has demonstrated, his level of coercion and, the way in which he operates. So I think despite the fact that the prosecutors were not able to secure the RICO charges and some of the other charges that they went after Diddy, they were still able to present enough evidence to convince the jury and the judge that, Diddy's not just some regular guy. He's not like, as he tried to brand himself as Mr. Love, but he is a violent, habitual offender of abuse and coercion and violence. The evidence from the freak-offs, the drug use, the repeated alleged assaults that took place. I mean, he's not a choir boy, allegedly. So the judge, has taken all that into account, whether or not he believes that he should be released. Also, there are call logs. So there is documented, when you go to jail, like those calls are all recorded and they can be used, as evidence. So, they've listened to calls and heard Diddy making threats and organizing different things like that. So they're concerned that he could interfere with the case or with witnesses if he's out, even at this point. So yeah, it's dead, honey. They're not letting that man out. He just needs to I get it. He's gonna keep trying and trying and trying, which, but yeah, it is what it is. So what's next for Mr. Combs? So I want to be just clear and say that the date of the sentencing has not changed. It is still October 3rd. Combs was convicted of the Mann Act, which has up to 10 years as far as a sentencing guideline. However, that's not mandatory, meaning they don't have to sentence him 10 years. But it's alleged that the prosecutors are shooting for 5 years. Now, given that he's been in jail already for 10 months, they would apply that 10 months or whatever at that time of sentencing to whatever time they, recommend based off his sentencing. So, yeah. So is this about justice or is this about repairing one's reputation? I mean, do character letters really matter when in the court of law, there's been repeated sites of alleged abuse? Now, I want to make sure that I say alleged abuse. Does it matter? I want to hear from you. What do you think about that? Do you think that his character letters, one of the girls, like I mentioned, was nowhere to be found during the court case, but magically appeared now to write a character letter. So this is verified by Dan, because when legal facts matter more than gossip, someone's got to deliver. Please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.